I'm just gonna can't comb my hair. Today we're descending from the heavens to the earth as the Watchers. As much as we want to talk about the Watchers, we just talk about the Watchers. So the Watchers, these are the cursed angels. I don't know if I should say cursed, but they were not cursed, right?
It's controversial whether they were cursed or they came with,
Mm-hmm.
to come as guardian angels to
Yeah,
give us knowledge, as we
yeah,
discussed actually before, So depends with the religions, In the Sumerian texts, the Anu Enkin Enli actually, Enli actually represented actually the evil side, was like the evil actually deity, but Enki, rather, he came actually with good knowledge, he
mm-hmm.
came with knowledge, he came with wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Bible actually doesn't, because it's just a summary of the Sumerian text.
Mm-hmm.
It writes about, these fallen angels who
Angels, yeah.
interpreted with men.
Mm-hmm.
They were actually demonized in the Bible.
Yeah.
But when you read probably other texts as well, they'll be seen as like the heroes
Yeah, they were the
who
heroes
came with
actually.
maths, who came with medicine,
Yeah.
but others actually in the Book of Enoch explain that they came with, it's true, the knowledge, but there's a knowledge that actually is not good.
Yeah, actually, they actually came with the knowledge to the human beings, but
Mm,
the human beings, the human race,
mm,
wasn't actually ready for that knowledge because they took the same knowledge and
mm,
used it. That knowledge, the knowledge they brought us was actually dope, but it brought chaos as well because some of the angels so I don't know how many angels was. I don't know, it was like 199 angels or
should be 200. Yeah, I mean,
200, yeah,
other
roughly.
texts it says, meaning the Book of Enoch.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It says other texts it says it's 200.
yeah.
As far as I read,
And they were
yeah,
all
199
like
as well.
answering to
Yeah,
one who was, I think his name was what,
Sam Jeza.
Sanjeza,
Sam
yeah,
Jeza actually was the leader, the
yeah.
ringleader to say.
So when they
Yeah,
were like, okay, developing this desire to human beings and stuff,
yeah,
Sanjeza was like, no, actually, I will take the bigger fall when it comes to, like, all these. So that's when they like made an oath or something, or is it a covenant? They
yeah.
came
They made a
together.
covenant and oath. Yes,
Hmm.
yes.
They made an oath, and then they were like, okay, we're in this together.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
together we
So there's no
can.
turning back.
There's no turning back.
Yeah,
So yeah, some of
precise.
the angels they brought down. They taught us as humans,
Mm,
the Nephilims, right?
mm,
Nah, actually, is it the Nephilims?
mm.
It's not the Nephilims. The Nephilims is the giants, right?
You
I'm talking
absolutely,
about the
yeah. You're
the
talking about.
angels, the
So
descendants, the
yeah,
watchers.
because when you look in the Book of Noah, you remember when the sons of men they interpreted with the daughters of men,
Uh-huh.
like genetic coding.
And then
They
they gave
created
birth
giants.
to
So
Nephilims.
those giants actually were Nephilims. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
some of the angels brought us wisdom of science,
yeah.
astronomy, astrology,
Mm,
and one of them they brought us like the knowledge of creating weapons. I don't know, is it what do you call it, with the process of making swords or whatever that shit
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
yeah.
then that was dope, but
Yeah,
then it turned us against each other as humans. That's why
mm,
we're like, okay,
yeah.
the human race wasn't ready for that. That's when they were like, okay, now we're gonna be like, okay, we're gonna be called the Israelites. We're gonna be called this. Just category. Not saying like they call
Mm,
themselves the Israelites, but
yeah,
that's when this race thing had to come to play.
yeah.
That's when people started, grouping each other to,
Mm,
like, as blacks we're gonna do this, as whites we're gonna do this.
mm.
Okay, let me not make it a race thing. But as
Yeah, yeah,
these
yeah.
human beings, this group will be like,
Mm,
okay, we are these people,
yeah,
tribalism. That's when it came to birth as
yeah,
well.
yeah, yeah,
After those, that wisdom was actually brought down to us as human beings.
yeah.
So what I want to know about the watchers is, we want to talk about the impact
Mm,
that the watchers have
mm,
had and still have on
mm,
us as human beings.
mm, mm. Thank you for mentioning that. The Watchers, what the impact that they had. Speaking about the past, present, future, even though it's just an illusion, we're
Mhm.
just in the same actually, moment. So the impact that they had in the past is
Mhm.
that it's true they brought knowledge, as you mentioned about, this 200 angels,
Yeah,
or you can call them the
the
Watchers,
watchers,
the,
yeah,
the sons of God,
the sons of
whatever
God.
the sacred text actually they refer them.
Mhm.
They came with knowledge, so but the Book of Enoch, as it says, this knowledge actually was not permitted for human being to know, because
Yeah,
they,
because those were the teachings from the heavens and the universe
yeah,
that the humans
but
on earth didn't know about.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So they human actually they say that's why a lot of actually scholars they say they bought civilization.
yeah,
The building of the Stone Age, the pyramids, those sacred actually temples or buildings, the sacred geometry actually
yeah,
behind it,
yeah,
you know, like wherever that's why today the Catholics, they know very well about this esoteric, that wherever you see the their cathedral, or they're built actually structured purposely. When you look at actually the building, for example, you have to be facing the sun at a specific
yeah.
time when they are worshiping.
Okay.
So because they are the deity actually that they put all the time above is the sun, Ra, that
Yeah.
they took it actually from the Egyptian, mystic
Eclipse and
methodology, like
yeah.
yeah, like a mythology. You see, so they bought such maths, they bought numerology, they bought sacred geometry,
Mm.
they bought science, medicine, and so
Magic, enchantment.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But actually, as time went, now they bought like good knowledge for me,
Mhm.
but according to me as well, which I wish also they can make their own research.
Yeah.
So as time went, I think that's when now there were those elites who created those secret societies, so they can deprive actually people that knowledge.
Mm.
That's why as time went, a lot of witches, which still today that
Mm,
demonize
yeah.
the
Yeah.
term witch.
Hmm.
But if you look at the word witch, actually it's positive, which is means
Yeah.
pharmaskua, in Greek, like that,
Mm.
so it's pharmacy that you see there,
It's developed from the word
yeah.
for
So
mascot.
that's the irony of it, that the artificial pharmacy, we sort of so godly that we go to it, but
Yeah.
the witches actually they bend them at that time, they were able to channel, to other dimensions, they were able actually to communicate with this cosmic like that, so it's time when that's why those secret societies actually they kept, those Rosicrucian, knowledge. That's why they created the degree in the Freemasons, so
Mhm.
the higher you go, the higher enlightenment actually you
We
have,
have,
the,
yeah.
the lower you are, you have like a less and deprive of certain knowledge. But then the masses of the people, then they don't, just ignorant, that you
Yeah.
just we just feed you actually with the uh false actually fabricated knowledge, from the Asians like that. You see,
Mhm.
there's a lot of evolution, and how actually they really shaped actually the force, and got this knowledge, the evil knowledge to say, or the distorted knowledge. It was through politics, it was through religion,
Mhm.
it was through institutions like education system as well. All those institutionalized corporations that exist,
Mhm.
so that they can be able to distort. They give you the exoteric now. Exoteric is that
Yeah,
the most of the
just
people actually we feed them with that exoteric knowledge, which is external knowledge.
yeah.
But the esoteric knowledge is like the secret knowledge that they still keep to themselves.
And for someone who's watching here, I know you've been coming across the word and we've been like, connoting that shit.
Explaining.
So just for someone who's watching, can you like differentiate the two, esoteric and exoteric?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What's the difference? What does esoteric mean for
Mm.
someone who's watching, for a Dusky sister at
Yeah,
home?
yeah,
And what does exoteric mean? So that when we fill them up,
yeah,
when we mention such word, I
yeah,
mean, we know
yeah,
what it means,
yeah,
but for someone who's, you know, we
yeah.
just want to avoid that process. We're like, okay, let me just
Mm,
go on Google.
mm,
Google, what
yeah,
does, I mean?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, can you just like
So,
differentiate
so
the two for us?
just to make it simple, looking at the prefix x, x actually means is external,
External.
right? It's outside.
Mhm.
So as exoteric, which is with the x, it means that it's a knowledge that is known publicly, by the people,
The
like
knowledge that
which
is
we regard as
outside. Yeah,
general, like
yeah.
that,
Is
So
do you mean the
yeah,
outside knowledge?
the outside knowledge, you
That is
see,
there to everyone. So it's
which
exposed to everyone.
yeah,
Yeah.
which in a nutshell, I can say it's an indoctrination.
Word.
They tell you how to believe, how to perceive things. They just confuse you.
Mm.
But them actually, however, they carry the esoteric, which is the es.
Mhm.
It's a secret knowledge. That's why today we always hear about the secret societies. The practices they keep. Now they can be able to manipulate someone's psyche. During the World War II, even today, the people who are in the World War II, they're in the CIA, they still use the MK Ultra, they use all those so that also, other drug as well, so that they can be able to channel, to other dimensions, which, the sons or the watchers, actually, the knowledge that they give to the people, that knowledge now to us actually has been deprived, it's been oppressed, compressed, but to them actually they still actually contain it so that they can still what? Control the world.
Control the world,
So this
govern the world.
yeah, govern the world. This is actually to the objective to carry this esoteric to themselves, but depriving actually the masses of the people, not to reach their greatest potential, but they can just keep this to themselves, that, so that you can feel that things are impossible, you can't do this, you can do this because the standard of society is telling you to do this, like that, but them actually they have highness, they are, esoteric, and they still practice, those actually,
Yeah, and now just to bring you back, so the Watchers descended to Earth,
Mm.
and desire is a very powerful thing,
Mm.
So they developed a desire to human wives, and then they took the human wives and mated with them, so that they can bear children for them,
Mm.
which was a sin to God. So what developed that desire? Was it their mission to come and mate with the humans or the women,
Thank
on
you for
Earth?
mentioning that. I'm really glad you mentioned that. So this is still happening even in this present moment. We hear, many witnesses, they explain about the alien abduction, women who disappear actually from the face of the earth, from their families, but they return maybe 5 years later, So when, most of them, they're ashamed actually to come out, because they feel like
They're
this
gonna
is
be
crazy, they're
judged.
going to be judged.
They're gonna be put in a
Yeah,
lab,
yeah,
experiences and stuff. You
exactly.
know how the government
Yeah, you see. So
works.
the thing of the alien extraterrestrial, so they actually interbreed, because they want what? They want their,
DNA.
DNA, exactly, DNA coding, so that they can come to this earth, they can
And
shapeshift,
disguise.
because they need blood. That is why they
Yeah.
always actually, have to depend on blood. But with that as well, I remember Kulu Credo Muta mentioned about his abduction as well. That even when he explained about the pain, it's so quite excruciating, that as if actually they, opened, his stomach, and they actually put something like a,
Abdomen.
yeah. So that's why when I explain about it, it's more of genetic coding as well. So that's why the Book of Enoch, we can be able to understand about what happened. As I say, the past, present, and the future, it's just an illusion. They don't exist. So we're still actually in the same. Like that.
Actually, yeah,
Because what happened actually there in the watches is something that is currently happening as well.
yeah.
That's why we don't have to take it as a, mere.
See, time is another loop, bro. When it comes to time,
Yeah.
we might think that we in time, correct time, because it actually the Book of Enoch touches on the time as well, and the calendar, the numbering of days. Yeah, it actually touches the
Numerology.
yeah, But we're gonna come to that. Right now, I wanna know, like, you see this thing, even in wars, we still get it. Like, whenever there is war, they would come and kill the children and women, so that there won't be anything to bear after. There won't be another generation coming and kill everyone. But then in some cases, let me just say in some cases, they get to kill everyone and then take their women. Take your land, take your land, take your gold, and they take your women.
Yeah.
So women are at risk. I feel like women are at fucking risk, and this makes them the powerhouse. Women are the powerhouse, because a lot of shenanigans is happening to them, and it's just
Yeah.
so, like, just not to deviate,
Yeah. But
what developed that desire?
thank you
What
for
was
mentioning
their
that.
what was their mission coming here to Earth? Was their mission to come and mate, or was their mission to come and teach, or
But
they
it's to.
they came here to, like, they came here with a positive aspect or positive mind? I
Yeah.
don't know, but that's what I'm trying to find out.
That's what other scholars, they say before they came. People already, there was civilization. History doesn't tell us about the Atlantis, what happened there in Lemuria as well. The civilization actually before, the so-called, historian civilization that they speak about. There was like a great, massive, imaginable, like, civilization at that time. So already they've, with other scholars, they believe that, and they feel that there already people were living, well off. There was kindness, love, joy. Like, it is like high frequencies as well.
Yeah.
But however, when they came now, they came with, I don't know, knowledge, but that knowledge, as I said, it was not supposed to, but other people, they say, but it's a good knowledge that was actually changed along the run,
Yeah.
because of the few people they wanted to control, actually,
Yeah.
the majority of the
And
people
that's
like that,
when
you
the
see.
birth of evil came to
Yeah,
be.
yeah. With the genocide of women, to say, based on my perspective, it is
Mhm.
because human being, we have two actually parts of the brain, right, that we
Yeah.
know commonly.
Yeah.
Actually, there are three, but
Mhm.
there's the right hemisphere, there's the the left
Left
hemisphere.
hemisphere.
There are complex which they don't speak about, but
Okay.
I'll mention it some other time.
Mhm.
So the right hemisphere, actually, it's your feminine energy. That's your intuition, there's your creativity, there's this love. That's where high frequencies actually they resonate.
Mhm.
But also the left as well. But left is more of militant survival mode when you use
Mhm.
actually your left brain of it.
Yeah.
Survival mode, masculine.
Mhm.
That I have to survive, live by the standards so I can be able to survive. Fake until I make it.
Mhm.
It's okay. It's also logical, rational, like that.
Mhm.
That if maybe people are starving, there's a child. Like we know
What's the
that what happened
solution now?
actually,
Yeah.
they ate their children, and because of the means of survival, that's like your left
Mhm.
actually brain of it. So but they wanted actually to destroy this feminine actually within us.
Mhm.
So because feminine actually is not like a phenotypic actually,
Mhm.
which people they already distorted,
And it doesn't
but it's
have
the
it
energy.
has nothing to do with
Yeah,
gender.
it does have anything to do with gender. Femicide, all those are kind of a scam,
Mhm.
money making scheme. But like feminine actually is like the energy, that carries this creativity that they just want to compress so that people that mustn't use it, but they must use more of survival.
Mhm.
That's why there's wars. We always have to justify no because of it's more protect like survival mode. They have to
Yeah.
protect themselves because everyone is really using this, left actually side of the hemisphere, and the art complex which they come with assumptions. Media is the just to allure you and entice you with whatever lies actually that they paint actually in the in the fits, feeding you with lies and you're just believing it, and taking it whatever they say like that,
Mhm.
so what I see with that is like they just compressing the feminine good like energy that human beings they have, which is love,
Okay.
compassionate.
So they came here to just compress that to maybe
uh yeah,
twist that or
because that's why
maybe
I always believe that
compress it. Is the word?
every human being actually they have this kind hearted love, but however they always compress it, because they always now it's like dog eat dog world, that survival of the fittest. So I have to survive. I rather kill, and share blood so that I can survive,
Mhm.
just to follow this piece of paper, like that, I rather actually bash my brother or sister, because I want to get this, I want to get fame. That's how the society actually is today, like that, because now they've compressed actually the right hemisphere of the brain that contains love, compassionate, considerate, kindness, and religion actually politics of all actually masculated. That's why the god of the religion is always masculine. He doesn't actually express this divinely of the feminine like that. So it's more of that. So it's it's all about survival tactics, but which I feel like the world actually was not supposed to be the way it is today. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel you.
yeah,
So just to bring back again,
yeah,
they came to earth, the
yeah.
watchers, the angels
Mm.
from the heavens. Uh, from my own perspective, I feel like they came to earth just to teach and share their knowledge. But then us as human beings, just because we're greedy, just because we're human beings, and I don't like human beings, it's okay, we're not there. Just because we human beings, we wanna like take control, of course. We wanna like be in control of everything, take charge, be known, fame, and that's when like all these things became now the negative. They became the negative impact to other human beings because with the knowledge grasped from the angels, we then took it to our own hands. We took it on our own hands, and then we used it against other human beings just because we want to be feared, we want to be respected, and we want to be loved. But love is above all. So when the watchers came to earth, they had to mate with the human women,
Mm.
women, banyana, ladies. So why? Because of course ladies are attractive. I mean, like if you see tits, bro, what you gonna think? I mean, it's tempting.
But it's to sustain the DNA as well.
Yeah,
I
for their
understand that. Okay.
survival
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well. They had to do that for
yeah,
their
yeah,
survival.
yeah,
For
yeah,
their survival.
yeah,
But in doing that,
yeah,
the desire grew strong. I mean,
yeah.
so I want to ask this now: did they develop soul ties with the human beings?
Yeah,
What do you think? Do you think? What do you think that hope?
probably that's how it is. That's why even we like mixed now because it's
Mhm.
it's other creatures or species from other, you know, like the other actually worlds. You know, to the others they worship them. You know, others they're still with us like that. You know,
Yeah.
they can be able to probably shapeshift. You know, and be
So
amongst us.
you might
So.
also have, of course, you've heard about giants. We've been talking about giants, you know, biggest, huge people. And when it comes to angel, we have like human-sized angels, and we also have like big, giant angels. Like
Mm,
angels can be big, bro, like biggest human beings, you know.
mm,
So when they mated with humans,
mm,
and then the humans gave birth to those children. Those
mm,
children,
mm,
Nephilims, they grew to be giants,
mm,
300 feet. So they actually started like feeding off the human.
mm,
What is it? Like they
mm,
destroyed whatever creation that
mm.
we humans
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
created, and
yeah, yeah.
started killing humans. When they
Mm.
got tired of that, they started killing each other.
That's actually today we see that's what I'm saying. What happened actually there, or what is written there, it explains about past, present, future. Actually, they coexist.
Mhm,
You know, still like that's why I say history repeats itself.
mhm,
It is because you know time, present, future actually they don't exist. It's just an
it's an
illusion.
illusion, yeah, just
So
like money.
even today, like we found them actually breeding, you know, with you know human,
Mhm.
you know, genetic coding as well.
Yeah.
You know, it's really happening. You know, the you know eugenics also. That's the current you know, that was used actually, you know, to genetic code, you know, other people,
Can you
you know,
imagine a
and
300 feet tall
yeah.
human?
Today, I've read an article last week about,
Bloodthirsty.
yeah, I've read an article, what is it, last week? It explains about even, you know, what is it,
Turns it.
robots, they need, you know, spermatozoa like that, you know,
Uh,
spermatozoa like that, you know,
we
but
won't come back, man.
we'll come back.
We'll come back.
Yeah, that's,
We're gonna come back.